Miss.
Good afternoon, Miss.
Okay, so now we will start teacher evaluation. We start from subject science first.
Okay. Number one, classify each object as luminous or non-luminous and justify your choice. A star, um, jellyfish that glows, a mirror, and earth. So a star is a luminous object as it produces its own light, while jellyfish also luminous because the body can produce the light by itself. While a mirror and earth, they are non-luminous because they don't produce their own light, but they reflect the light. So, an example like the earth. So the earth produce no. So the earth reflects the light from the sunlight. Number two, during a thunderstorm, you see lightning and hear thunder later. Use the approximate speed of light in vacuum 3.0 times 10 to the power of 8. And speed of sound in air is 343 meter per second. So, estimate how far away if thunder is heard 5 seconds. So, as we know that lightning travels much faster than the thunder, the sound of the thunder. So, the speed of light is around 300 million meter per second, while the sound is around 343 meter per second. So this can be used to show that the lightning can travel faster than the sound of thunder. That's why we see the lightning first. After that, the sound of the thunder we hear. Now, if thunder is heard about 5 seconds after the lightning flash, so we just times it with 343. So 343 times 5. There's no markers. If thunder is heard about 5 seconds after the lightning flash, it will be 343 times with 5 miss. 1,100 meter per second will be. Okay, number 3. A school wants to choose materials for 3 items. A window that lets students see clearly, a bathroom door that allows daylight in but maintains privacy, a locker body that prevents anyone from seeing the contents. Okay, so this is based on transparent, translucent, and opaque. So the first, a window that lets students see clearly outside will be transparent. We use transparent as it shows the clear visibility, and then it let the lights pass through. Let almost all light pass through. The second one, a bathroom door that allows daylight in but maintains privacy. It will be translucent because translucent some light pass through. So this one is used for bathroom doors that allows daylight in while maintain the privacy. The C, a locker body that prevents anyone from seeing the contents. Opaque, as we know that opaque is blocking all the lights, so the lights cannot pass an object. So we use opaque. The fourth, a person walks toward and then past a street lamp at night. Predict and explain how the length of the umbra and penumbra behind the person change as they approach the lamp directly beneath it and then move beyond it. So as they approach the lamp, the umbra will be shortened and penumbra will be widened, while while they stand directly beneath it, so the umbra will be minimal. When it pass beyond it, so the umbra will be how to say, wider or larger, while penumbra will be shortened. Okay, next, number 5. A narrow light beam from a torch strikes a plane mirror at 30 seconds to the normal. Describe and justify the path of the reflected beam, naming the incident ray. Okay, so as we have learned before about the incident ray and reflected ray, so the incident ray will be equal with the reflected ray. So when a torch strikes a plane mirror around 30 degrees to the normal, so an example like the incident ray is about 30 degrees. 30 degrees. This one incident ray. So from the normal line, yeah, miss. So the reflected ray also will be 30 degrees, yeah, because the incident ray will with the reflected ray will be always equal. Yeah, the angle is from always same or equal.
Next, Miss, math.
A school has 1,200 students. You want to survey 60 students to find the most popular hobby. Propose a random sampling plan that ensures each student has an equal chance. Okay, to ensure the equal selection, we need to choose random number of generator. So the number of generator is like there is like, how to say that, later we search on the web, we click number of generator, we make, for example, from number 1 until 100,000, right, miss? And then it will choose random. So an example like this one, 60 students. So after that, so an example like 1 to 100, 1,100 students, an example, right? And then we want to select 60 students, right, miss? And then the number of generator will select around 60 numbers, maybe, for example, number 1, number 5, number 200 until 60. After that, we select 60 students from the number generator, and this can be actually, if we use this, sometimes it can, how to say that, produce we call as a bias. Now, how to prevent this bias? We can, so an example like this one, 1,100 students at school, in school, yeah, or at school. So, as we know that school has grade, yeah, has grade, maybe grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. So we can select them based on the grade, and also based on the hobbies. Hobbies can be like, do they like, whether they like music, whether they like, example, sports. So we select them based on the grade and how to say that, and the hobbies. That is used to prevent the bias.
Okay, Miss.
Numbers.
Okay, number 2, Miss.
Okay, mass or kilogram data for 40 children are continuous and range roughly from 20 kilogram to 90 kilogram. Explain why grouping this data into class interval is useful. Okay, so we use this, yeah, this one. 0 less than or equal to m, less than 30, and so on, is useful because this helps us to summarize and distribute so we can see the data clearly. So, describe one drawback of using y intervals. So from here, we can see that the range roughly from 20 to 90 kilogram, right? So we can make like 21, the range from maybe 20 to 30, 31 to 40, an example, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, 61 to 70 until 90, 71 to 80, 81 to 90. So this can help us to short the data easier and clearly. Miss, there is no eraser, Miss. Oh yeah, ready. Yeah, okay, next. Number 3. Numbers 1 to 21 are shorted. Use a Venn diagram with sets A and B as shown. A only contains, okay. So we can make the Venn diagram like this. Okay, so this is, we can make A and B, yeah, and then what else, yeah, such A only contains 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 12, 16, 18, and B 5 and 10, 5 and 10, example, contains 5 and 10. A intersection to B contains 15, so 15 in the middle. Outside both contains, oh, the outside one is 1, 2, 4, 7. Outside 1, 2, 4, 7. And 8, yeah, this one, yeah. 8, 11, 13, 14, 16, 17, 19, 20. Okay. Explain what property sets A and B represent and justify your answer using evidence from the numbers in each region. So this one, sets A shows that this is multiplied by 3. So an example like this, all of this, for example like 1 times 3, 3, 2 times 3, 6, like that, miss. So this contains of multiplying by 3. While 5 and 10, yeah, this contains of by multiplying 5. So 1 times 5, 5, 2 times 5, 10, like that. Now, so A, this one means that A intersection with B contains 15, yeah, okay. And outside both like this 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 11, 13, 14, 16, 17, 19, 20 doesn't include. They are not included on the Venn diagram.
Give me
Like that.
number 4, miss.
Okay. A school surveys students from 3 classes A, B, C about exam result. The dual bar chart shows the number who achieve pass with distinction. So this is like using the wait, yeah. A school surveys students from 3 classes A, B, C. Okay. So we can make like this. From 3 classes A, B, C about exam. The dual bar chart shows the numbers who achieve pass with distinction: blue, green, pale orange. Okay, so many bars actually, miss. So we can make like this. Yeah. The bars reach 6. Let's see the bars reach 8. Okay, I will make 3. Yeah, 3. So this is A, B, C. Okay, so we can see that achieve pass this distinction. Oh, this is only B and C, yeah. Let's close for A, B, C. The dual bar shows the pass grade in class B. Okay, so this is only B and C, yeah. Wait first, yeah. B and C. So we can make this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so an example like B, the bars reach pass with distinction. An example must be with different colors, it means. We need to use the different color, yeah. So 10, for example, 8, 9, 10. So here will be 10. This one for 10 for pass, yeah, miss. 10 for pass. 6 for pass with distinction. An example like 6 for pass with distinction. And 4 for fail, an example. So this one pass. This one pass with distinction. So which this one is fail. An example, this is B. C, pass 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, 0, yeah, and 6 for fail. This one is 0, yeah. So 6 for fail. So example like, because this is 0, just make it like this. So 6 with fail. So this one is, how to say that? This one 0, yeah. This one is pass with this distinction, and 6 for fail. Yeah, like that, miss. Okay, so compare classes B and C. So we compare by calculating which class has a higher total number of students and by how many. So we can see that we can add here, miss. The total students in class B, 10, 6, and 4. 10 plus 6 plus 4, it will be
20.
20. While for the class C, it will be 8 plus 6, 14. We just subtract. So 20 minus 14, because this is B and C, right? Class B and C. So the difference, it is 6 students. This shows that class B has more students than class C. Yeah, so the difference is 6 students. Class B has more 6 students than class B.
Okay, miss.
Number 5. A shop recorded of the following data over seen days: rainfall. Okay, this one the data is rainfall, number of umbrella, yeah, umbrella sold, and number of pairs of shoes sold. Now look at this. Why am I teaching? Okay, sorry. Okay, this one rainfall 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the number of umbrella sold is increased. So this shows that the correlation is positive. Yeah, the correlation is positive. As the rainfall increased, the number of umbrellas sold also increased. Okay. While for the number pair of shoes sold shows the negative correlation. Because of rainfall, look at this. This one increased until 6, while the number of pairs of shoes decreased, miss. Decrease, yeah. So from the data we can see, or we can conclude that the first this one number of umbrellas sold, yeah, the correlation is positive as the rainfall increased, while the second one number of pairs of shoes sold decreased as the rainfall increased. So it shows the less demand of shoes in wet condition, like that.
Okay, miss. Now we turn to IPA.
Perhatikan aturan penulisan lambang unsur. Tentukan penulisan yang benar untuk nama unsur berikut. Jelaskan alasan singkat. Oke, jadi ini berdasarkan aturan IUPAC, ya. Aturan IUPAC ini dibuat di Prancis, Paris sekitar tahun 1919. Jadi ada beberapa aturannya, salah satunya yaitu ketika kita menggunakan seperti ini, satu huruf dia akan menggunakan huruf kapital. Ketika dia terdiri dari dua huruf, huruf pertama itu akan kapital dan huruf kedua itu akan menjadi huruf kecil, seperti itu. Nah, jadi untuk kalsium, ya seperti di gambar ini, kalsium dia Ca, jadi C-nya ini huruf besar, A-nya ini huruf kecil. Kalau untuk oksigen dia hanya satu huruf, jadi dia akan menggunakan huruf kapital, huruf besar. Untuk aluminium dia sama dengan kalsium tadi, ada dua huruf, berarti huruf pertamanya itu kapital, huruf kedua itu huruf kecil atau ya atau lowercase. Aluminium juga sama seperti kalsium tadi, ya. Nah, itulah dia, Miss. Kalsium, oksigen, aluminium, ya. Kalau dia kalsium dan aluminium terdiri dari dua huruf, prefiksnya itu akan seperti ini ya. Dari awalannya diambil. Dari awalnya hidrogen H, oksigen O, aluminium Al-nya, kalsium dia Ca, Besi dia fokusnya ke kalsium, oksigen, aluminium ya. Ya, kalsium dia dari Ca, C-nya huruf besar, A-nya huruf kecil, oksigen dia O-nya huruf besar, aluminium dia Al, A-nya huruf besar, L-nya huruf kecil. Seperti itu.
Nomor 2, Miss.
Senyawa CO dan CO2. Aturan penamaan sistematis membedakan kedua senyawa ini dan tentukan. Oke, nah untuk CO ini adalah karbon monoksida, di mana dia terdiri dari satu karbon dan satu oksigen. Dan untuk CO2 itu adalah karbon dioksida, di mana karbonnya satu, oksigennya itu adalah 2. Jadi ini juga berdasarkan aturan IUPAC. Ya, jadi dia kalau satu unsur atomnya seperti CO, dia menggunakan mono. Ada mono, ada di, ada tri, ada tetra, ada penta, seperti itu. Jadi kalau CO dia satu, makanya dikatakan mono, karbon monoksida. CO2 ada dia 2 oksigennya, makanya dikatakan dioksida, karbon dioksida. Seperti itu, Miss. Nomor 3. Seorang siswa mencampurkan gula, kopi bubuk, dan air panas ke dalam 3 gelas terpisah. Air gula, air kopi, dan yang disaring setelah diaduk. Air kopi tanpa disaring sehingga masih ada bubuk mengendap. Klasifikasikan masing-masing sebagai campuran homogen dan heterogen. Jadi yang pertama itu air gula. Air gula ini merupakan campuran homogen. Air gula merupakan campuran homogen karena dia terlarut sempurna. Kalau dia air kopi yang disaring setelah diaduk, ini juga merupakan campuran homogen ya, karena dia ketika disaring tidak ada yang tersisa di atas begitu. Jadi dia terlarut ya. Tapi kalau dia air kopi tanpa disaring, yang ketiga, ini merupakan campuran heterogen karena ketika kita masih melihatnya dalam bentuk bubuk kopi dan ada endapan di bawah, itu menunjukkan bahwa campuran tersebut heterogen. Seperti yang kita tahu bahwa campuran homogen itu harus terlarut, ya harus terlarut sempurna. Tapi kalau dia heterogen, dia ada namanya suspensi dan koloid. Kalau suspensi itu biasanya partikelnya itu lebih besar. Kayak misalnya es campur, dia partikelnya lebih besar. Nah kalau disaring dia akan meninggalkan yang namanya partikel-partikel besar di atas. Tapi kalau koloid ini masuk ke heterogen sebenarnya, walaupun kadang orang mengaitkan ini antara homogen dan heterogen, tapi ini di buku dimasukkan ke dalam heterogen, koloid. Jadi koloid ini seperti misalnya koloid ini dia seolah-olah terlarut padahal tidak. Jadi misalnya kalau taruh air panas campur dengan susu, ya susu bubuk, ketika kita aduk dengan panas seolah-olah dia larut kan. Tapi kalau dia udah dingin nanti kita lihat ada endapan di bawah. Nah itu salah satu contoh yang namanya koloid. Nah jadi zat pelarutnya itu adalah air, zat terlarutnya itu bubuk kopi gitu ya. Atau misalnya seperti es campur, zat pelarutnya itu selalu air, zat terlarutnya itu yaitu partikel lain seperti misalnya atau misalnya susu kental manis juga bisa. Susu kental manisnya itu adalah zat terlarutnya gitu ya. Oke, lanjut nomor 4. Sebuah campuran air dan lumpur dibiarkan beberapa jam hingga terbentuk endapan dasar wadah. Langkah-langkah pemisahan yang paling tepat untuk memperoleh air yang lebih jernih dari campuran tersebut dan alasan ilmiah di balik pilihanmu. Nah, sebenarnya digunakan untuk memisahkan campuran air dari lumpur itu menggunakan dekantasi. Ini juga nanti akan masuk proyek kita minggu depan ya, atau hari Jumat inilah. Jadi kita menggunakan proses dekantasi di mana dia memisahkan cairan dari endapan, dari air lumpur. Jadi ketika kita mencampur air dengan air lumpur, jangan ngantuk, Miss. Ketika kita mencampur air dengan lumpur, kita akan mendiamkannya dulu, Miss, hingga dia mengendap. Baru nanti kita pisahkan airnya itu tanpa mengganggu endapan di bawah. Jadi nanti ada 2 wadah, nanti kita pisah di air dengan air lumpur gitu ya. Nah, jadi proses ini dinamakan dekantasi. Lanjut nomor 5. Sebuah campuran air laut dipanaskan dalam labu didih yang terhubung ke kondensor Liebig. Uap dikondensasikan menjadi cairan jernih di penampung. Jelaskan mengapa metode ini mampu menghasilkan air murni dari air laut dan sebutkan peran perbedaan titik didih serta bagian utama alat yang terlibat. Oke, sebuah campuran air laut dipanaskan dalam labu. Ini kita menggunakan yang namanya penyulingan, Miss. Penyulingan atau distilasi, ya. Di mana air laut ini dipanaskan dulu ya dengan bantuan sinar matahari, atau bisa juga kita gunakan proses pembakaran ya. Kita bakar dari bawah. Jadi dia nanti akan menguap dan terhubung dia nanti ke kondensor Liebig ini ya. Kondensor Liebig ini dialah nanti yang menjadi tempat saluran air yang telah diupkan tadi nanti menjadi titik-titik air ya. Airnya tuh biasanya lebih murni gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya di wilayah pantai atau di wilayah kering, jadi air laut itu kan tidak bisa langsung diminum ya. Jadi itu harus dipisah dulu antara garam itu ya, rasa asin itu dengan air itu dengan menggunakan ini penyulingan ya. Nah, setelah dia nanti dibakar, dia akan menguap. Setelah menguap, dia nanti masuk ke kondensator. Namanya itu adalah kondensor Liebig. Nah, setelah itu dia akan membentuk namanya titik-titik air. Itulah nanti menjadi air murni yang bisa kita konsumsi. Seperti itu.
I think that's enough for homework. Now we turn to book, Math, Miss.
Matt ya. Oh my god, I haven't learned this.
The discussion about Venn diagram, Carroll diagram, and two-way frequency table, right?
What?
Venn diagram,
Mm-hmm.
Carroll diagram, and two-way frequency table.
And two-way
Yeah.
frequency table. Yeah. Yes. So.
Please explain that, Miss.
Okay. So Venn diagram shows the diagram is like a circle. Circle. So an example I have made just now, Venn diagram. So it will be like this. So there is flipping between two circles. Yeah. So the numbers here shows that. So an example like A and B. So the numbers here shows the correlation between A and B, or we call as A transaction to B. So we put the data inside. So an example like A is for the students that like fruit. An example. B is the students that like vegetables. Here in the middle is the students that like both.
How
Like
about
that.
the out of the circle?
Out of the circle, it doesn't include to the data that is that we will represent here later in the
About
Venn
Carroll?
diagram.
Okay.
So an example like just now, number like in the homework just now, 3, 6, 9, 12, 16, 18. Here is 15. This is 10, and this is 5 and 10. Outside is 1, 2, 4, 7, like that. Means 8. So the numbers doesn't include here. Yeah, like that.
Carroll diagram, Miss?
So, okay, the second one is Carroll diagram. Carroll diagram is like short the data, use grid 2 times 2. So, an example like students, so an example we make table, it's like a table also. This one a table, yeah, not the circle. So, can be like wait, I miss. Okay, so an example like animals. Animals have 4 legs. Animals that don't have
Yes.
4 legs. Here, animals that have sharp teeth. Animals that don't have sharp teeth. An example. So here is the list of the animals that don't have that have four legs. An example. Or we can make people lah ya, people lah ya. People score lah ya, Miss. People can be also we change. Okay, first, there are some likes like music. An example, don't like music. Okay, so here like sport. Don't like sport. An example ya, Miss. Don't like sport. So there are some students, let's say they are Annie, Nia, Wanda, George, Zoo, for example, right? So Annie include to an example like she likes music and she likes
Sports.
sport. So Annie, also Nia. Here, who's that? Yeah, don't like music. An example like George, for example.
But he
Here,
likes sports.
don't like sport. Maybe we can make George. What else? Yeah, don't like music. George, Joe, maybe Joe and Wanda. Example.
Okay, Miss.
So wait, pause, wait. So here, yeah, like music and then yeah, don't like music, George. Don't like music and don't like sports. Or maybe here one. Oh
You
yeah,
can choose
here Wanda lah, for example.
Okay.
She doesn't like music, she doesn't like sport. Okay, now this one is a Carroll diagram. While the two-way frequency table usually shows the total. So an example like this, yeah, like music, we may also as a table.
I think it's enough, Miss.
Huh?
I think it's enough. I think you got it.
So here is the total any Nia two, this one two, this one two, this one one. So the total is around 3. Here is 4, 3, like showing the total.
Okay, Miss. So from Carroll diagram and two-way frequency table, we can find the information from two sides.
Yeah, of
information.
course. Yeah,
Like
two
music.
categories. Yeah.
Okay, Miss. Thank you for your information.
Okay, Miss. Wait, first.
Okay, Miss. Vocabulary list. Math. Tabulation.
Tabulation is arranging data into a table, so it helps us to analyze the data easier and clearly.
Easier to see. Okay. Two-way frequency table.
Two-way frequency table is a table that shows in a two categories. So the two ways it, it is used. What was that? Can I use my own word?
Okay. Two-way frequency table. A
Okay.
table.
A two frequency table, yeah. A two
Yes.
frequency table is a table that is used to yeah
One word shows.
that is used to show the uh, wait first miss. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is used to show yeah. So this is used to show that the how to say that the categories whether the categories has a relationship or not. So most usually using this method we can see the total number of the data. Yeah, ada Miss.
Number of the data.
Yes,
Scatter graph.
scatter menumpuk, scatter graph, scatter. First, scatter graph is a data that usually use in points, yeah, use in points. So this is actually will consist of x and y. X is the horizontal, y is vertical, and this is widely used in science and statistics.
Science and statistics. Okay, Miss, I think that's all for our vocabularies. Thank you, Miss.